Hey, good afternoon, everybody. And you know the business. If you woke up this morning, you are winning. Welcome to Chicagoland Baseball Chronicles. I'm your man, Bo Rap. Got my host, Bill Haley. What's up, Bill?
Hey, Bo, Merry Christmas to you, man. Happy holidays. How's everything going?
Oh, it's all gravy, gravy, baby. We got a good one today, don't we? We got a real good one, don't we, player?
Yeah, a legend in two games, Hall of Famer. His name rings out in Chicago like very few. You know what I mean? And I'm really
Yeah,
anxious to hear his story. Classic.
yes, sir. Brother named Tony Omar Anderson, one of my guys. Let's bring him on, man. Let's bring him on.
Mm-hmm.
Omar Marino, what's up,
Bo
brother
Rab,
TA?
Bo Rab, what up, baby?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
What's going on, Tony?
It's good, baby. Happy holidays to y'all, man.
Man, Merry
Yeah,
Christmas to you guys too.
Yes, sir. Yes,
same to
sir.
you.
Yes,
Same to
sir.
you.
Bo, what's good, man? You couldn't wait, huh?
Oh, I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this. But we got a format. We don't want to take it too far, but I'm gonna let you do your thing and we gonna tell the truth. They gonna learn today. They gonna hey Bill, they gonna learn today, baby. If
You're
they
gonna learn
hey,
Hey,
today, man.
if they don't know, they gonna know today. Hey
Bo, I
Omar.
can't tell it all now.
Okay, but you gonna tell what we asked, you know. Hey brother, hey, I'm gonna start it off, Bill. Hey,
Man.
how did you come about this game of baseball, man? How you get started, man?
Bo, when we was living around 95th and Halsted, we from Euclid Park, and we didn't have no structured baseball league. And and Bill know Mr. Dawson, one of the guys from across the tracks on 99th, he had discovered Jackie Robinson baseball. And somehow he got him a team and he came over to Euclid Park. And at the same time, we always at the park playing baseball, basketball, football. We never leave. And we saw him down there with his young kids down there, hitting the ball. And we had 9 people already with us. And we walked over and asked Mr. Dawson. He was like, "Hey, what y'all doing?" He say, "Son, we are Jackie Robinson West. We got a little league team." He say, "How old are you?" And I say 12. And he asked Elston, "How old are you?" 12. And he asked all, we was all 12. He say, "Can y'all play baseball?" And he say, "Yeah, we can play." He say, "Well, what position you can play?" And one of the guys, I think it was Elston, say, "We already know what position we play." And Mr. Dawson said, "Well, go to your position."
You
And that's how we got it hooked up with Jackie Robinson.
talking
Wow.
about Elston Turner?
Elston Harris.
Elston
Eston
Harris.
Harris. Yes,
Yeah.
Elston Harris.
yes.
Elston Harris.
Yeah. And we went from playing up at Euclid, and we didn't even know where Mount Vernon was, Oakdale. That Jackie Robinson opened our eyes because we was good in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't have no team to play for.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
And
right.
we
Start out playing
finally
for the
caught
Indians.
Jackie Robinson.
The
What you
Indians.
say, Bill?
Start out playing with the Indians, Mr. Dawson.
Yeah, Mr. Dawson, yeah. I mean, it was a shame we only got to play 1 year Little League.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Because had we known more about it, we would have been, 10, 11 years old. So it was kind of a rush job with us, but we got through it.
Okay.
That was your
Okay.
first taste of organized baseball then, huh?
Ever.
I heard
Yeah,
that. I heard that.
12 years old. We didn't have AAUs and all that back then.
No travel ball.
Not right.
Travel was from Euclid to Mount Vernon. That was the travel.
And we walked. So we literally traveled.
All right, so
Yeah.
basically you came up through the ladder of the Jackie Robinson West program for Little League 1 year. So the next year, okay, what happened then? I mean, talk
We
about
Mr. Dawson we couldn't play. We had to go to Pony League, and Mr. Dawson said a lot of them teams already was stacked. But as once again, it's another coach that had a team, the Twins, Mr. Johnson. He had like all the players that wanted to play, but that they were stacked. So we was like the bad news bears, Bo.
Mhm.
We went up to Mr. Johnson team and the Twins, and we met guys like Steve Price, Tommy Abner, Bub, Big Bub, what's his name, Brown? Yeah, okay, Calvin Brown. And they was playing baseball, but they was really, players. They wasn't baseball players, they was players. And we played on that
you mean
team.
they was like pimps and players?
Man, look, and we was 12 and 13. We was 13. Tom Slick them and Steve Price, they was 15. So
Right.
they talking crazy to us. We want to play baseball. They telling us how to step.
Now I remember that because that's I do believe that's when I met you, and
Right.
you were pretty good back then. And I'm gonna intervene. I was playing on a team called the Cardinals, and that was my first experience, not with organized baseball, but Jackie Robinson West. And we played you guys on 95th Street. And I'm going to tell you how I met you, and you're going to remember. Randall Smith, the Cardinals, we had a pretty good team. We were pretty good. And we had Randall. Randall was our big lefty. He was our version of
Randy
you.
Smith.
Absolutely. Randall, we were on 95th. He hit one. It was a home run. It was probably a 3-run blast, I believe. And I don't know what happened. All I know was they say he caught it. I never saw you. I saw you getting up off the ground. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we was up at Abbott Park and we was playing, and Harold Latimer was on second. And it was 8-7. And Randy was at bat. It was 2 outs. And Elston hit a curveball. And Randy hit it to the swimming pool.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And I just got on my horse, and it was two guys sitting on the bench right before you get actually to the swimming pool. It was like, man, homie, you caught that ball, didn't you? I was like, yeah, it ain't nothing. Yeah, I remember that Randy. Remember when we ran back in, he picked me up. He's like, I robbed, because that was game over.
That was game over. We were celebrating.
Right.
After that game, hey, Bill, after that game, I had one of my I had 2 low-end buddies on the team with me, Kevin and Huey. I say, hey, man, we got to meet that dude. He finna be our friend. We can bring him on a low end. And it's exactly what I did, didn't I, Tony? We've been friends ever since.
Yeah, once we started Pony League, it wasn't just people from your neighborhood. We was meeting people from all over. That's what the problem is nowadays. You don't get to go in every hood and play baseball, and that's why the baseball ain't the same.
It's not the same. And this was some pretty high caliber baseball.
We walked everywhere we went, so we couldn't be fighting nobody.
Absolutely. And this was some pretty high caliber baseball, Bill. You were right there, and we both had a rude awakening that year also, because me personally, I thought that you were the best one on your team. And I knew that I was one of the best on my team. And we went to this so-called all-star thing. How did that go, brother? You tell it.
Me?
Yeah, that year.
Well, no, let's start in the year prior to that when we were 14. And they had the trials.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. We got cut. The guys that was there, they was deserving. It's just that I felt I was better than them. Both felt he was better than who they had. We ain't gonna name no names, but it was cool because the coach told us we had next year. But I thought the thing was you want to win anyway. It wasn't as bad as it seemed because we did end up playing. But that was just my thing. I thought I should have played when we was 14.
What year was that?
15,
that was 1978.
Right.
1978. He cut both of us, and
they had some good players, but
they were better than me.
As the years went along, I found out why he didn't want me to play. I was just all over the place. I was good, but I was wild good, meaning I might catch the hard fly balls, but drop the easy one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, that's what he told me, and I can honestly say he was right because I ain't never liked to make the regular play, Bill. I like to make the spectacular play.
Let me ask you this, Tony. Most of us know you not by Tony, but by Omar. Where did you get the name Omar? Where did that come from?
Well, the man sitting right there. We was playing, and for some reason, we was on the Pirates. And Bo-Rab, we was on the Pirates. They had the Pirates jerseys, and I was playing center field. Bo-Rab said, and I had to have an afro. He said, man, you out there like Omar Marino.
Mm-hmm.
And I promised from that day forward, they thought my name was Tony Omar. But yeah, Bo gave me that name when we was playing baseball for the Tootie Park Pirates. They called me Tony Omar.
Let me follow up. But one thing I remember about you, Tony, whether it's on the baseball field or the football, the baseball field and the football field, you always wore your uniform with a lot of style. You always, whether it's the stirrups or the sleeves or the belt, you always had a lot of style on the field. Where did that come from? Is that just your personality or?
Hey, Bill, when we was playing up in Euclid Park, we just came up there to play. Mm-hmm. When we got to Jackie Robinson, you know, people had their uniforms, but once again, Bo Rab had the swag. He told me to bring a pair of drawers up to the park and cut off them what's the name socks, and then you know what, he just showed the long part, the syrup, and you know the swag came from. If you good, you good. But I went from just wearing them to, you know, you got to look in the mirror before you come out.
Right.
And from that day forward, I always had to look sweet, as you can see behind me. Well, my picture. Well, let me go. I always had to be sweet.
Okay.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And then to take it a little further, then I once heard Prime Time say, if you look good, you play good, they pay good. So I had to look good for him, Bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Bo Rab taught me how to wear the swag with them socks.
Okay. That's one thing I always remember.
Hey, tell us some of these memorable moments or games while playing in Jackie Robinson West. I mean, you was pretty good, dog. So give up something. Some early, late, just give us something.
Well, the one I like to remember is the one we played against South Side, Bo? Southeast? South Side. Tank played for South Side.
South Side.
And Miss Haley said, whoever hit a home run, get a hamburger. And I'm like, huh? So I went on and hit 3 home runs, to make a long story short. Hey, Bill, all I can remember was say, boy, you ain't gonna eat all them hamburgers.
Hey, one thing about that game is he hit 3 home runs and he made 1 out. Tell him about that 1 out.
See, that's the part, boy. I was in line drives. Man might have fell over the fence. You know more than me. But all I remember was
he robbed him.
Yeah, and that was the one of the most memorable games, because that's when we was Jackie Robinson for real. You know, we used to go places like when I played football. They'll know you. They say, "Don't you play for Jackie Robinson?" And I mean, we became a legendary team. You know, before us and after us, but we was going everywhere, Bill. When we played, we just didn't get over the hump.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough back then.
After leaving Jackie Robinson West, you left, and we all collectively played together. You know how it went, Bill. We played with everybody. We had at least, I would say, 10 Division I ball players all on one team, and we played for the legendary Tully Park Pirates, man. And one thing I'll never forget. We got started, and I think Tony played a couple of games, and you know we did his thing, and he left. And he had to leave and go to spring. What was that? The summer? What y'all
football
do?
Camp.
Football camp. He left. He went to football camp, right? So when he came back, I was leading and hitting. Joe McGee was leading in home runs. Moselle had RBIs. You know, we had it all planned on how we finna get all these trophies. Al Smith then was giving them away. Golden gloves, everything. This dude come back and said, I'm going to get all that. And he came back and he did it.
Let him in everything, Bill. I need all them trophies.
Home runs, so now you guys are 16 at this time?
16 years old.
Yeah, we were 16.
Our pitching staff, everybody on our pitching staff threw over 90 miles per hour. We had Fernando Davis, whose name is Yogi. We had Elston again. Elston, before he started playing basketball fully, he was throwing the mid-90s. We had Twain Freeman. No explanation needed. Y'all know how hard he was throwing. We had Mark Hammond, another draft pick, mid-90s. We had Euless. Euless was low. And we had we had Bobby Holmes. I don't know how hard he threw, but he's throwing hard. And we had one guy, Jesse Turner.
Yes, he turned.
Right. And he threw real slow. Yeah.
Jim
That's
Cott.
right.
We called him Jim Cott.
And we went up. That team went undefeated, and we come back to Jackie Robinson, right? Oh, that's where you came.
Yeah, but
And
look, I imagine what if we would have had travel ball, Bill, with that team. See, that's where the exposure is not coming from baseball. That's why, Bo, when I was playing, remember we was talking about why you play football, man. I wasn't no scouts at the school for baseball, but there was a whole lot of them up in Julian for football. So I had to weigh my options. I had to get out the hood.
right,
Tony. Let me ask you. So Tony, you go to Julian and just what you do on the football field is amazing. Did you play any organized or youth football before going to high school?
Nothing. I went to Harlan Bill on the whim. When I went to Harlan, I was on Frysall. The coach gave me number 77.
Get up
now, you know if I'm number 77, ain't no way I can touch that ball.
You on the line. I'm
on the line.
Time out, man. Why time out? Why you at Harlan? You didn't play no baseball in Harlan.
They wouldn't let freshmen play baseball. Randy was there, Randall Smith, Pierre, a couple of more guys from y'all's team. They told the coach, this is our center fielder. They told me no freshmen play varsity baseball at Harlan.
Unbelievable.
That's why I transferred. I was becoming a muck. I was gonna be nothing. And just so happened.
What year did you go to Julian? What year did you go to Julian?
In 79, after my sophomore year. And by the grace of God, Manfred Bird, who was the superintendent of schools at the time, lived around the corner from me, literally around the corner. Me and his son went to graduate together. And I told him my story, and he wrote me a letter because, back then you couldn't transfer to them schools.
You had to sit out. You had to sit out.
And that's why I sat out my junior year of football, because I did play football, but I played 2 years of baseball at Julian, was all city both years, by the way. And then I played that 1 year at football at Julian and got a scholarship. And that was my, that was my reason I had to quit giving up baseball, because mama couldn't pay for no baseball. What we had, a partial scholarship to a junior college.
So when you got to Julian, they had already run the prep ball. They had already run the prep ball when you got okay.
Right. They ain't need no help. I needed the help. But that's what happened, Bill. Like the grace of God, Derek Taylor, which me and him grew up together at Euclid Park. He was a year older than me, and he was the running back on the team that won the prep ball thing. So I told him when he came home from Southern, I'm better than you. And he said, show him. So we ended up winning the city. We went to the prep bowl, but we lost, but I was the prep bowl MVP. He said, well, y'all didn't win the prep bowl. I said, well, yeah, but I was the MVP of the prep bowl.
Yes, you were. I was there.
Hey, competition was our biggest thing when we was growing up, because we didn't have AAU, like I say.
Right. Well, tell me this, we rolling. Now, a lot of people don't know, like, while you were playing baseball, you played football, but that next summer, I played for a lot of different teams, and a lot of people thought that you just stopped playing. But what they don't know is that you were playing with some grown men at 17 years old, one of the most prestigious grown men semi-pro teams in the Midwest, the legendary Askew Pirates. How did you come about playing on the Pirates, brother, at that early of an age?
You keep wanting. Who you talking to, me or you? Once again, Bill, Bo Rab told some man down on the low end, say, man, we got a joker hit him farther than Crockett. And I ain't know who Crockett was. And Askew, being the gambler, he called Bo a lie. Bo said, come up to Mount Vernon and see. The man came up there, we was playing we only had one big diamond. And you know that island on 107 where people park, that little island? He parked that Fleetwood Cadillac on the island. He get out with his Askew uniform, eating Popeye's chicken. And he told Bo, there go my man right there. And Askew say, well, let me see what he got. Well, quite naturally, I left the yard. He gave Bo about $40, $50. Say, tell him to come down to the pool hall. Now, Bill, I'm from 103rd. I don't know no 43rd, nothing. Man, we go down there, and it's like they already knew who I was when I got there.
Okay.
Went back there. He's still eating that fucking chicken, talking about, young fella, you want to play baseball? I say, yeah. He say, well, where your glove? I say, I ain't got no glove. Next day, he came out there, he threw a glove at me. Now you got a glove. And we played semi-pro until I went to Southern, because I still had to go.
Right.
But that was the end of my baseball.
Yeah, let me skip back to Julian for a minute before we leave Julian, because that's a big point. The Julian days. What was it like playing for J.W. Smith, Hall of Fame coach, pioneering coach? Really made public league football really made a mark. Did some things for public league football that are not being done today.
I'd have been around a lot of them, Bill. A lot of them. I happened to play for one of the best, but the things he instilled in us was about life, and what most coaches do now is coach football. When we were growing up, our coaches was coaching life, and you just learning from playing sports that the same thing you do in sports. You got to be there every day. You got to get up every day. You can't be late. That's life. So J-Dub, because after I left Harlan discombobulated, I need some structure, and he was the perfect one for me. And he got me together because when I left Harlan, my grade points had slipped. So now I can't even get a scholarship because you need a 2.0. So he got my ass, and I got it right, and the rest is history. God bless his soul. That's my main man.
J.W. Smith.
Yeah. J-Dub. Yeah.
Tell me this.
He would never say who was the best between me, Danny, and DT though. He always used to say we had our own distinct style. So I took that,
Danny
I
Walker.
feel that I was the best. So.
Danny Walker.
Yeah. Because all three of us wrote 22 when it meant something. So yeah, that's the conversation we have at the reunions. Who's the best?
Tell me this, Tony. Do you think that you playing football has something to do with you not getting drafted in baseball? Because it's real hard for me to see. I was very, very shocked when they not for you not to get drafted.
You were shocked. But that goes back to the culture of baseball in the city back then. We wasn't real popular for having a lot of kids get baseball scholarships. Now, the second part of that was if you ain't at one of those powerhouses, Simeon, not Lim Bloom, Morgan Park, Lane Tech, Clemente, ain't nobody coming up to Julian, and because you got one or two players that can go, So the fact that the thing they found us is when we played seems like Simeon. The scouts there now they want to say, well, who is that guy? So we pretty much had to play teams to get exposure. That's why it was so hard to get scholarships coming out of high school. If you wasn't on them teams, you ain't them getting looked at it. That's how they overlooked me from going to Jackson State. He heard about me, but he never saw me.
Right. Because you beat us. He's telling the truth because we only lost 2 games in the section. Our 2 games were in the section, and one was the Julian. And Tony hit one off of Twain, man. 2-1.
We played. We played competitive baseball. It just wasn't our fault. It's just in the Midwest or where we live, a lot of baseball kids didn't come out of Chicago. Then after we left and had got situated, now they come in suburbs, city, west, So
your baseball coach at Julian. Who was your baseball coach?
Coach Mays. Coach Mays. He wasn't really a coach. He was getting that money. Mays didn't tell me my grade points was down. He ain't even tell nobody about me. They're gonna get inquiries, but like I say, and I think it was because, like Bo said, because I played football too. He really didn't think I cared about baseball.
Yeah, I think I kind of think that in the black community, they wouldn't give a kid leverage, whereas a white kid, they would still draft that kid whether he played 2 sports or not. And Tony, you you were on the radar. Whether you knew it or not, they knew who you were, brother. Trust me. When you running that fast and hitting them that far, they know. They know. They know. And when you play with them, I'm keeping it real. Hey, Bill, we're telling the truth, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. How did you get down to Southern, Tony? What led you down to Carbondale?
Yeah,
Derek Taylor. See, I had mentors all the way through. I needed guidance because sometimes when you the best don't know which way to go, Bill. But I saw DT use that format. Go to Julian, get his books, play football, get a scholarship. The rest is history. I went right behind him because just so happened the year I got there, he was a junior. The year I had to sit out. So I was there with him. And when they won the Prep Bowl, I actually was on the team, but I wasn't on the team.
Really? Okay.
But the next year, J-Dub already knew who was wearing 22. We had the thing in the gym. And Derek was home from school, and J-Dub said, I know who wearing 22. I heard him, but he didn't think I heard him. And that kind of pumped me up because I talk about, man, he giving me them deuces.
So when Julian won the Pep Bowl, you were at Julian at the time.
I was there. I was a junior. Yeah. Derek was a senior. Okay. Yeah. I was there. I was there.
Matt McGill was on that team.
Yeah. Matt was on both teams.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Eric Jackson. Yeah. They were, like you said, they was stacked, Bill, but they was missing that breakaway threat. You know, Hudson was good, Pope Cobb was good, they had Carboy coming up. They had them guys, but it was one thing missing. Them deuces, baby.
Right, Carl Boyd was there.
Huh?
Carl Boyd was there at the same time.
But he was a freshman.
Okay.
When I was a senior, Carl was a freshman, but he was a highly recruited freshman. Oh, J-Dub didn't know what to expect because I had never played running back, never. But remember when Bo said we had to go to camp? And I had to go because J-Dub told me if I don't go to camp, you don't play. Well, I had to put down the ASQ Pirates. I'd be back. Thule Park Pirates.
Right.
And I went to camp, and we played against Big Hines Ward, or whatever his name was, played at Hyde Park. Bo, that big defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And I kind of showed out in the camp. We went to Volo, Illinois. We was out there for a week. And that was the kind of, you know, when they say somebody just want to be on the team, Bill. So J-Dub, they just gonna give me the ball, and they was damn near saying, "Don't nobody block. Let's see how tough he is." Bill, they couldn't hit me then. I took one to the house 70 yards against Hyde Park. I think them up. I think the guard laid down on Big Ward because Big Ward was standing there with his arms wide open. I left him standing there. And J-Dub, I'm telling you that, you know, I had to earn my strike. You ain't like you say. They had just won the city prep bowl. They ain't need me. Yeah, I'm like my man Bubba Dub say, yes, y'all did. Because y'all was trash.
You was a sight to see,
you know,
brother.
people talk about if me being a one-hit wonder, you know, because like all through life, I played 1 year of football at Julian and got a 4-year scholarship. And then when I went to SIU, I played running back up to my senior year, and I played receiver, and I got drafted by the Redskins. I don't call it a one-hit wonder. I call it you can just play. You know, some people that played for Julian for 4 years ain't getting no scholarship. I played for 1 year and just happened to fall into the right spot. And nobody, it was only 2 people on that second year championship team got scholarship. And you know, I got people at Julian hating me now because I came in there, got a 4-year Division I scholarship. These niggas didn't even go to Allen Harvey. But it ain't my fault, Bill. I was an athlete that's trying to get out. Y'all probably got things going for y'all. I didn't. And I had to follow DT on down to SIU. And we did our things. Now both of us in the Hall of Fame. You know, that's what you do. You got to follow somebody.
Yeah. How was that, man? How was that? How was that going to the Hall of Fame? And, you know, I know that was pretty exciting and fulfilling, you know, to come back to your old school and to get honored like that, man.
Hey, Bo. Sometimes in life you can be a whole lot. But when you can sign your name and put HOF next to it, one of the guys, Emmett Lynch, played for King. He used to always say, "Oh my, you the greatest, man." And I'm like, "No, I ain't Lynch. Just a whole lot of people." And I called him about 2 weeks ago. Bill told me, "Emmett, you right." Because ain't nobody else in the hall. Ain't nobody else in the Hall of Fame at their college.
Yes, sir.
At their college. You know what I'm talking about? And then they always say for the wrong sport. Well, I just happen to be good in both of them. That's all. I ain't bragging or nothing, but that's what happened.
What was it like?
I didn't want to lose. I never wanted to lose. Not lose in sports, lose in life.
What was it like being a running back all that time? Now in your senior year, switching to wide receiver, what was that like? How difficult was that?
You remember Reggie Bush?
Yes.
You know Debo?
Yes.
You know CMC?
Yes.
I was him before them. I was the running back that could play receiver, but I had to play. Okay, let's start why I had to play running back. I went to Southern as a wideout. My freshman year, the 9th game of the year, DT got hurt. All the starting scholarship running backs got hurt. The coach moved me from receiver to running back because no running back on the team was a scholarship player but me. Now, mind you, I was killing that wideout, but he moved me to running back and it was the 9th game of the season. Happened to be the championship game of the Missouri Valley. The coach gave me 1 week to learn the running back plays. And he called me in that Thursday, Bill, and asked me to play what you do on this, what you do on the 694 draw. You had to go up to the board and draw where the linemen go. I knew all that. I played. Freshman year, 9th game, never played. Everybody hurt. The man put his arm around me and say, "Go in there and run like you did at Julian." I say, "Okay, well, I can do that." So I played the championship game. We lose the game 14-13. I scored both touchdowns, but he had came up with a play called a halfback option, and you see it every day in football, where the running back come out the backfield, go at 1-on-1 with the linebacker. You ever see that play? See when CMC get loose, remember he ran that out and up on the other day? That's a linebacker. I was doing that in 81. So when you say about football, I could play both positions like the slot. It's like playing slot. The Lillis wide out play slot. Right. I could play that, but I had to do it for the team, and I just happened to be good, goddamn Bill again. So he didn't let me go back to wide out. I did so good in the champ. I scored 2 touchdowns. I had like 100 yards rushing, 90 yards receiving. You know, I was the shit. At least I thought I was, until he told me he was gonna trade me to Eastern because I ain't go to practice the next day. But yeah, so you know, I had a lot of luck along the way, but being good helps.
Yes, it does.
That's bottom line. I don't need all the wear and tear, 4 years of running back or whatever. I just need to get to the next level. And when I went to Julian and J-Dub, like you say, I figured that was my best chance.
So your senior year at Southern is when you win a national championship.
No, it was actually my junior year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
My junior year. I started my junior year. And I think the coach was just trying to get under DT's skin because I started the first 2 games. I got hurt my 3rd game of that year, and I had never got hurt in sports. But when I got a thigh bruise, a deep thigh bruise, and you know if you can't run, you ain't no need to be out there anyway. DT got the job, which coach wanted anyway, and we ran the gauntlet. So then that's why I was able to go back to wide out the next year because the head coach left. They had somebody new coming in, and couple of receivers flunked out. I'm like, Coach, let me play wide out. And I was actually first team all Missouri Valley in 1 year.
Okay. And you signed with the Redskins as a wide out.
As a receiver, yeah.
Okay.
I got there. Joe Theismann was still there. Art Monk, the Hogs. Oh, man, that was something. Darryl Green, Dexter Manley. Them jokers, man, that's some people you see on TV.
It's the real Redskins. So they were beating the Cowboys.
Real deal.
Yeah, I was there. Joe Gibbs was my last head coach, by the way. When people talk about who their last head coach was.
Another Hall of Fame.
Another Hall of Fame. We all in the same game. But yeah, I love signing my name now because, you know, that's better. I ain't gonna say it's better than graduating from college, but that's like a college degree part 2. You know, if you went there and did something right.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
and I had my grandkids with me. That made it all that much better for me.
I know that was real nice. I know it was real nice. Tell me this, Omar. What advice would you like to share with
Look, Bill, he still call me Omar.
I call you Omar.
Hey, I mean, hey, I gave you that name and it's gonna stick with it. They can call you TA, they can call you Tony. I'm gonna say Omar because I know what I saw. But hey,
Right.
what advice would you like to share with some young athletes attempting to play multiple sports like you do in an era of specialization? And what you think about that specialization?
Well, because of the era of the AAU and that travel stuff, you can't do it, Bo. It ain't what I would say to them, because they gonna require you to do this year round. If you a basketball player / football player, unless you one of the best, you ain't gonna get that opportunity to play 2 or 3 sports. At least not go to all the camps. So if you playing, keep playing until somebody say you better than this and that. Because if you can play in high school and you can play varsity baseball, varsity football. What you gonna do when it's time to play for real? You had wrestlers that was good football players. You had basketball players that could play football. It ain't like it used to be.
A lot of football guys play track.
Yeah,
right. They got to play. They got to be with their team year round.
I mean, what's your take on that, though? What you think about that?
I wish we would have had AAU, but then in some AAU, like basketball, they don't teach the right thing. They just teach the scoring, no defense. It's rough, Bo. I take the era we was in and just gut it out than for you to just pacify me all the way to the top and I ain't got the right tools.
Absolutely.
Because some of them ain't got the right tools. Baseball, you gonna show me you can play or you gonna take a while. Basketball, you done played against these same jokers since you was 10. How many times you see they show LeBron them? They done played with them same niggas when they were 12 years old. They just was on the other end of the earth. Now y'all in the NBA. It was a setup. That ain't fun to me. I'm like my man said, I want to beat you. Like Mike. I want to play with you. I want to beat you. That's why I ain't coming to Simeon. I ain't want to play with y'all. Even though I did, but it was beating y'all was better.
Y'all, you beat us one time. That was about it, Charlie. That's about it.
I beat y'all at the right time, though.
Don't get sassy over there now. Y'all beat us one time, and that's it.
And Soldier Field was the right time, though.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. You switch sports on me. You got us twice in football. You got us twice. All right. But that baseball stuff, don't get sassy, man. We all
good, though. Like I say, Bo, if it wasn't for you, Bo, it wouldn't be no me. I would have just been Tony Anderson that played at Jackie Robinson.
You my man. I say you the greatest, man. Hey, man.
Hey, Bill. I be all over the world. They be saying, ain't your name Omar? And that just marvels me because that ain't my name at all. Mm-hmm. People didn't really know my name.
Hey, I remember, give me 1 second, Bo. I remember, so Howard Williams was our coach in the Pony League. I knew the name was going to stick when I heard Mr. Williams calling you Omar. When I heard Mr. Williams, I said, well, that name's going to stick. If Mr. Williams calling you Omar, that's going to stick.
Didn't he?
That's one thing I'm proud of, giving you that name. Hey, before we go, Bill, y'all got to tell everybody this story that y'all told me off air that was brand new. It was some. Y'all got to tell that. Y'all got to tell that. You and Bill got to tell that.
Look, Billy's daddy had the best little league team in baseball probably for 3, 4, 5 years. All we heard when we first got to little league at Jackie Robinson was, y'all ain't gonna beat the Dodgers. Y'all ain't gonna beat the Dodgers. So we got to play them, and we both we had the same record. Mm-hmm. And we playing them at Mount Vernon, at they Diamond, and Mr. Williams, and everybody was there. Because Mr. Dawson, he had just got a little pumped up because we was winning. And we played them both, and it come down and we had ran out of pitchers, and Mr. Haley called timeout. We had put a joke on the pitcher's mound that didn't pitch. And Mr. Haley called timeout. And who was at bat? His son, Billy Haley. And he whispered in his ear, when he go through that windup, step out the box because he don't know the rules. And it was a man on third. Man, he wound up, Billy stepped out the box. Gary stopped. Squire say, that's a ball. We was like, oh, hell no. Man, that was the coldest move. And you know you in some shit, bro, when they do that to you. Because we come from the block.
Right.
Organized baseball at its finest. You got to get ready for that. And that really expelled us to when we played against them other people. So we got to get ready for everything, because I never forget that. And that was one of the most, you better be ready players I ever seen in sports. And he stuck it to us. And I'm telling you, I took that in heart, because you got to always be ready. I don't care what sport it is, Bill. You got to be ready. And you stepped out just as plain.
We was going down, Bo. We was going down.
Yeah, you pulled it, Bill.
So we used to call that the Murph. I pulled the Murph.
You pulled the Murph.
He got it. Man on third. Wow. I think it might have been extra innings.
It was tight.
It was tight, but you got us, dog. You got us. I'll never forget your ass.
Y'all wind up winning that game, Bill.
Yes, sir.
That was it. The game was over.
That ended the game?
That was it.
Oh, wow.
It's a wrap. Head back to 95th Street. It's a wrap.
Hey, Bill, it was a long walk, man. That was a long walk.
That's a good one, man.
And we had the nerve to be mad at Gary Gass, and that man ain't pitched a game all year. We just ran out of pitches.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, and y'all knew it too. That's why I say Mr. Haley a mug. He told Billy, just step out. As soon as he go in his winder, Gary ran back and just stopped. And Billy, he stopped too. I'm like, oh. I started to walk on from center field, because I was in center field, but I should have just went on and walked home.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, that was a cold play though. That was a cold play.
Hey man, we enjoyed you on the show. Thanks for coming on.
And I enjoyed y'all, man.
Thank you.
You are a true Chicagoland baseball legend, and if they don't know, now they know.
Now they know.
Oh, my Merry Christmas, man, and thanks again for coming on, man. All right,
appreciate y'all,
man.
All right, Omar.
Yeah, that was a good one, there, man. That's a real good one, man.
Yeah, it's always good to talk to Tony. Congratulations to him again on being elected to the Hall of Fame at Southern Illinois University, national champion. Well deserved.
Yep, he was well deserved, man. Well, I know you got a busy day, and all the people out there got a busy day, and we can sign it off and give everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, man. Great show.
Absolutely.
Bill. Thanks again. Chicagoland Baseball Chronicles. We signing off, y'all. Thanks for tuning in with us too. Peace, Bill.